So we're back here on the Duncan Duo Show talking about the Tampa Bay real estate market, and I want to talk about how funny the media can be and how confusing it can be. Tampa had a record month for home sales in May, 4,000, the first 4,000 sale month in several years. Our real estate market is doing great. We continue to attract population. But I saw an article this week that said the 7 worst states to buy a home in. And I was amazed that Florida was right there at the top of the list. But it's interesting because a lot of people from New York are moving here. But of course, New York media doesn't want people to move to Florida, so we're going to make it seem really, really bad. And again, there are some obstacles with Florida real estate, but the premise that our real estate market isn't healthy or we're one of the worst states to buy in, I think is probably focused on the wrong things, because if that were the case, we would not be gaining population and we'd have a lot more people leaving our state than we do. So always make sure that when you look at media, you have to understand specifically when it comes to real estate, how biased it can be, how intentionally biased it can be towards specific things happening in the world, and how states compete against each other. You know, the states that don't want people to leave, and then the states that are attracting people make it really interesting for people right now. So the 20 real estate markets, though, with the lowest Realtor.com hotness score for May. I thought this was really funny because they use this supply, demand, and hotness score to try and determine like how the markets are. But then the statistics completely made this irrelevant, because Tampa, they put in this market is saying we're going to be cold, but then we have 4,000 sales in May. It just doesn't make statistical sense. I feel like so much of the real estate data that gets put out today is based on like surveys or uneducated people or non-real estate people that just don't know what they're talking about, because the statistics, what the market is actually telling us, the number of sales that are actually happening, what is happening with prices, don't trend to our market being in a negative position. We have appreciation. Now, is it as much as it was a few years ago? No. 3 or 4 percentage points is where we're at. We also have rising home sales, both month over month and year over year. We were up, I believe, 8% year over year, and we were up 20, I think somewhere near 20% month over month. So we have rising home sales in Tampa Bay. Not exactly the market that the media from states that are losing population to us want you to perceive that we have. So again, just take the news with a grain of salt when it comes to real estate, and know that it isn't always what you think. So again, you're listening to the Duncan Duo Real Estate Show. When we aren't on air, follow us on all of our socials. We are at The Duncan Duo, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook, and so much more at The Duncan Duo whenever we aren't on air. I was out showing homes. We did a quick video on this not long ago, but I was out showing homes above $2 million and working with a client that's a friend of mine that's looking to buy a high-end home. And I was amazed at how many of the homes that I showed above $2 million were photographed by iPhones. Not hiring a professional. That real estate agent is going to make tens of thousands of dollars in commission, and they're using iPhone photos. A couple of years ago, that might have worked. But today, you're missing out on so many opportunities. When you hire the real estate agent that is going to sell your house, if they don't have a budget to invest, or they really need your check, and they're not going to invest in the way to make the property look the best it possibly can, you are absolutely behind the 8 ball, and you are going to lose money because you hired someone that skimped. I was amazed. $2 and $3 million houses that had absolutely terrible photos. Those homes looked so much better in person than they did in photos. And so often those showings of those people that see the photos don't end up happening. I was able to look past them for my client, and he ended up finding a house that looked amazing in person, but had absolutely atrocious photos. So when you're selling luxury real estate, who you hire matters. And it just makes a big difference. If you're not vetting the person to see the marketing, if you're not Googling and seeing that they got a ton of reviews, that they have a marketing budget, that they're advertising and marketing their business, if they're not advertising and marketing their business, they don't have money to advertise and market your house. Okay. That's just the reality. If they're an advertiser or marketer, they're advertising and marketing their business, and they're going to think of your house as a business, just like their own business. So if they don't have that, you're missing out dramatically on the opportunity to get the best price and a quick sale on your property. So make sure that you're hiring an advertiser that understands marketing, high-end photography, drone footage, Matterport 3D tours, video content. If they're not doing that, then you're missing out as a home seller. So again, you're listening to Duncan Do a Real Estate Show. We're going to continue this conversation. I want to talk to all the people out there that are thinking about getting into real estate, or they're in real estate now and not thriving. I'm going to talk to you guys next because there's something I want to share with you that should help you understand what kind of change you need to make with the market that's coming right now. So if you are a real estate agent or know a real estate agent, share this next segment with them, and we'll be back after a quick break here on the Duncan Duo Show.